say good noon to you. Doesn't work to say good morning, doesn't work to really say afternoon. Well, I guess maybe in a few minutes I can. I'm here to wish you a very Merry Christmas. This is Laura Lee Collet. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I put on my finest for you today. Let me show you my sweater. Isn't it beautiful? We had an ugly sweater Christmas 2 years ago with my daughter-in-law and 2 granddaughters. So that was a lot of fun. And I put on my best jewels for you. I even have some around my neck. These came from that famous store, Dollar Tree. They blink fast, blink steady, and then they're steady, but they're 2 blinking, and then just what I have right now. And I got them last year for my exercise class. So anyway, I just thought I'd be silly this morning. My sweet hubby got me the gorgeous poinsettia back here that you see. My studio is starting to come together, although I've still got a few more pieces to get, but I'm not ready to show you yet. So hopefully when I come back on the 7th of January, things will be where I can give you a little tour. Speaking of that, next Thursday is Christmas Eve. Can't believe how fast it got here, but in other ways it's been a slow year, hasn't it? And then the week after that is, and I'm trying to get so I can see what y'all are seeing. After that, we get New Year's Eve. So I'm taking both of those off, and we'll get back to business on January the 7th. Now, if you have any last minute wishes from Stampin' Up! And you want to get them there, I've got my host code that I'll show you in a moment. And you can go to my website, stampingatthebirdnest.com, and place your order. I have some cute things to show you today, so let me get you flipped and come on. So, you're seeing my host code, R6NQM4DK. Okay, that looks better. And every year when I make my Christmas cards, I end up making a card for the new year. And that's what I did today, and that's what y'all are going to see. The reason I do that is because I use the New Year card, and I only make a few of these, but I use them for thank you cards. And this is what they look like. This says Happy New Year's, and this one, Happy New Year. I've used some DSP. I got out some silver. Silver and blues always, to me, go with stars. So that's what I'm using. And let me show you what sets I'm using. This is our Curvy Christmas set. And I used the die for the stars. Well, I'm sorry, I stamped the stars, and then I used a curved die to cut apart the blue on the card. This die also goes with one that's coming out in the January to August mini. I said that wrong. January to June mini. And so you get 2 different stamp sets, one for Christmas and the other one, which I didn't bring over to show you. But anyway, these dies will work for both of those. So that's a twofer for you. And We also have a set. I was looking for the New Year words. This is called A Wish for Everything. And there are two different sets of these. I haven't even put them all together yet. There are two different boxes for these because there's so many. And there are 38 words in here. I use this set a lot. If you're looking for a good set all around the year, holidays, everything that you need, this is the one you want to get, A Wish for Everything. It also has dies that are called word wishes. Now, I think I've talked to you before about the way I store my dies. I put them on the magnetic sheet and in the plastic sleeves. These can be purchased from Stamp and Storage, and I am an affiliate, so if you want to order something from them, if you'll go to my website, on the right side you can scroll down and you'll see where it says Stamp and Storage. That way I'll get a little something out of it, and you will not pay any difference than just going straight to their website. But what I do is take our chalk marker, outline the dies, and that way right away I know I'm missing one here and I'm missing one here. So I went ahead and used my label maker, so that, because the font is very hard to read, plus they're backwards. So that's what I do. And then I stick them back to back in the sleeve so that you don't have to take one out to see what it says. Now, instead of using the words on the stamp set, I ended up using the words that were in the dies. And here is happy. So let's see. Isn't that a beautiful font? It comes out really great. And then the New Year, it looks like one word, but it's two pieces. And when you go to cut it, it'll be just like this. But see how hard that was to read when it's backwards and in that font, but it makes a good presentation. So what I did on the card we're going to do is I cut the S off because I just wanted it to say Happy New Year. Now, let's get busy. And oh, let me show you one other tip concerning the dies. I got these little frames from Hobby Lobby that stand up. I put one of the magnetic sheets on it, and when I'm working or when I have classes, I'll put the dies on here that we're going to be using. It also helps to keep track of your dies. I have another frame that's plain, and since it's lucite, the stamps will stick on it. And if you're working especially with little bitty stamps, it's a good way to keep up with everything. Okay, let's get to card making. I'll roll my sleeves up and tell you what we're going to do. Okay, the colors we're using today are Whisper White, and this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'll fix that right now and get my bone folder over here to give you a good crisp fold there. Set that aside. This is cherry cobbler. It came from, it looks like this has become my go-to Christmas paper. I've used this for almost everything. The Classic Christmas. And I wrote on here what, I couldn't find the little decal that was in the folder. I lost it or something that was in the catalog. So I just made a sticker for this and put it in there. But for the next step on the card, I'm going to take And I am going to use my silicone pad and a scratch paper so that I don't get things sticky where I don't want it. Okay. Now I had it adhesive there. This card is going to be landscape. So I'm going to turn it this way. Put my designer paper down. Now, that would be beautiful with the Happy New Year just on that, in my opinion. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I have a piece of, let's see, this is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, that's going to be your base. Then I have a piece of Whisper White that's cut at 3 4 3/4. So they should be about the same. If you get it glued down and you need to trim that, you can do that. So I'm going to use my dies, and I'm going to go ahead and set up my my cut and emboss machine so that you can see what's going on. And I'm going to use my sandwich, which is plate 1, plate 2, clear plate 3, my cardstock, which is Misty Moonlight. I think that is my most favorite blue. I am a blue person and just love it. So I'm going to take this die, and it's slanted right here. So I'm going to put that about halfway down, and then I'm going to top it with the other plate number 3 and roll that through. So now you have 2 pieces. And I'm going to put my die back on my magnetic board. So you've got 2 pieces that look like that. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out the words. So I've got Happy New Year's. I like to use up as much as, get them as close as possible and save paper. The cardstock I'm using is our silver foil. It's in the catalog where all the designer papers are. And that one's coming out of here. And the Happy is right there. Okay, now I'll move my emboss machine and lower you so that you've got a better picture of what I'm doing. Okay. So here is the white base. And here, this is where, now see, I did it backwards on this one. You can go this way, so it doesn't matter whichever way you want to go. But it's going to leave a space big enough to stamp the stars. And that's what I wanted to see. So, first thing I need to do is take your pick tool. Boy, this thing is so handy. If you need a stocking stuffer from Santa, put a word in, because these things are great. They do everything that you need. Now, I'm going to put adhesive, scoop straight along both edges. And then I'm also putting a little bit so it'll keep the pieces down, just a little bit of our stamp and seal there. Now, I'm going to carefully put this, I keep turning over that piece with glue on it. I'm going to carefully line this up because I made a mistake on one of my cards and it was not easy to pull up. Okay, and I'm going to go down there. Okay, all the holes are punched. I've got that little piece there. So I'm going to take my snips. You can do this with a paper cutter too. And sometimes no matter how perfect you think you're being, it'll be a little bit off. But that would have bothered me. So now, next thing, we're going to use the Misty Moonlight ink. And I have the star little banner on there, so I'm going to ink it all up. And I'm going to kind of go along the curve. Okay, perfect. Close this back up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this down over my DSP. Okay. Next, I'm going to stamp some stars too. I forgot to leave that open. They have two little stars, and these are so tiny. This is what I was talking about keeping up with your things. When you get ready, if you're not going to put it back in the box right away, put that on something that it'll stick to so that you won't lose it. So, it's got 2 stars, a snowflake, some dots. So I just chose to do the, I'm going to clean this off a little bit. Okay, I just chose to do the stars, and I'm just randomly stamping. Some of the words are going to cover this up, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Aren't those cute? And it just gives a little coordination with your stars and the DSP. Now, let's look at our words again. Okay, this one popped out, but the insides of the letters didn't. So I'm taking my take your pick tool again, and I'm just going to push those out. Okay, so there we have that one. Now, let me show you what I was talking about with the New Year word. Okay, so see it's a separate word, and I'm going to poke this out. Maybe poke it a little more. Okay. And gently pull it out once it starts releasing. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So this says Happy New Year's. And like I said, I did not want to have the S on there. So I'm just going to take my snips and snip that S right off, okay? Oops, I didn't get that. The A cleared. Okay. Now, decide where you want them. I kind of did mine a little, cockeyed, but however you want to put them on there. And I used our fine tip glue. dropping everything today. Okay, fine tip glue pen, and this is really great for doing small little things like letters. So I'm going to, first I'm going to make sure a glob doesn't come out. And I'm just going to put a little bead around. Okay, there we go. Then the trick is to get it up without getting all the glue all over. So I'm going to lay it down right here so that it's going off the page a little bit. And then I'm going to take my New Year and do the same thing. A little bit there, a little bit. I'm putting it on the widest pieces. Don't want new upside down. Although this year's been upside down, hasn't it? And I just hold it for a little second for it to adhere. And there we go. Now the last thing I'm going to do is, let me show you and give you a tip on how to get this back in. I take my finger and I hold this little needle that's going to go inside here. I hold it against the top so it doesn't move. And then I gently, boy, that'll never happen again, push it in there. Usually it takes me 2 or 3 things, so I'm impressed with myself today. Yay! Okay, I have one last thing I want to do to my card. This is called Shimmery Crystal Effects. We used to sell crystal effects years ago, and it was a little adhesive clear that you would put on things and it would leave a little raised area. Well, this does the same thing, but it's got a little bit of glitter in it. And I'm just going to put it on the blue stars. And again, it's a good idea to make sure it's not coming out too much. Okay. So, there you have it. We have a Happy New Year / thank you card, and I did not put anything on the inside of this one. Things have, right here at the end before Christmas have gotten a little crazy. Is it that way at your house? I am celebrating several things. Finished my Christmas cards. Have y'all gotten all yours sent out? I have not counted, but I put five of the gold sequins on every card. So somewhere around 150 cards times 5, let's see, is 725 or so. I don't do well mathing without a calculator. But anyway, and guess what? I still have more gold sequins. Might see them in another, on another card, so I can get rid of some of them. But anyway, I've had a great year doing Lunch with Laura. I hope you are learning some tips and you are enjoying things. As I said, I will not be back until January the 7th. I'm taking the next 2 weeks off, and then we will get back. We'll have the new catalog. I'm thinking of doing a BOGO sale around that time also. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss anything, all right? And here's the host code again. I would appreciate it if you need anything, that you ordered it from me. Go to my website at stampingatthebirdnest.com And if you need stamp and storage items, you can scroll down on that home page and see the stamp and storage thing. So I'm gonna turn back up. And yeah, I did it. Oops, y'all are seeing me with my glasses on. I just wanted you to see how cute I looked again. I got my hair done last week, cut for the holidays, and now I've got my outfit ready. So, I hope, we gotta have fun. Doesn't matter how old you are, you gotta let it go sometimes. So I'm letting loose, and I'm having a few people over tonight. We're gonna do a little stamping and a little eating. I've made corn and shrimp soup. Great, easy recipe. I kind of stumped my toe though when I went to put the red pepper in, so I hope they like it a little spicy. And I'm having a meat and cheese board. We've got eggnog or mimosas, and we're just gonna visit and have a good time. I wish all of you could be here, but I love you. I will be back on the 7th, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah! Bye.